when the UN woman gave birth to the peace program that came up, since then, I decided to work harder, to work more, to work with the community. Then at that time, I said, okay, there is a need to establish a center where I can get early warning signs from communities on what is happening. And since then, I have been getting, when there is a sign of violence or something, people phone me to say, look, oh, there's a problem here. And I take it upon me to go. And now I establish a peace vanguard comprising of women who are committed, volunteers, and we got together. We decided to tour the local governments, our traditional leaders, and tell them that, yes, we are forming peace vanguards to be able to educate our people, to be able to talk to our people and communities, to be involved on peace issues. And as you know, in some of our local governments, there has been problems within communities. And anytime I hear, I try my best to move there, discuss with their traditional leaders as well as religious leaders to see how we can promote peace and how women can be engaged, because I feel women can achieve more by discussing and talking together with men. And we can talk with women within our circle to be able to promote peace in our homes, peace in the society, and with school teachers to promote peace in the schools, because we want to catch them young so that they can learn to live in peace. And since then, I have been visiting schools together with my colleagues to talk on peace issues. We carried out rallies, we carried out sensitization. Then with the coming in of the UN Women Program, we have been working together with them.
We have conflicts between tribal groups a lot. And when I started solving the problem always using men, then I realized that I have to engage women because they also have a part they play. When they talk as a mother. They have this kind of soft kind of language that penetrates deep into our youths. And where men has failed to convince youth, we always see that women's talk always solves the problem. So when I realized that, I said, well, I have my solution at hand. So I started involving women in solving conflicts between our tribal groups, especially during rainy season when they're fighting over farms or something. That is when problems normally happen between communities. So I found them very, very handy in tackling this problem because of their soft approach and then their motherly approach. That's what I found unique into them. Woman is a living partner. When you marry, you don't treat her as a low class. She's your living partner for life. So you treat her equally with respect, and so she will contribute a lot in running the house. Especially, we are normally farmers here in our area. So you find that a woman, about 70% of women, they are the ones feeding the family because they are hardworking. When the rain falls like they are in the farm. They will go to the farm with husbands, leave the husbands early, come back home, cook food, take care of the children. So they do a lot of work, a lot of work. Our women are really hard working too. And then they have the strength, So we are lucky. And also they are very highly, very tolerant and then very patient. Here in our own domain, we don't have rich people. We are poor, we are always farmers. So we try to encourage women to go into politics. Once we see that a woman is helpful, so we educate our people. This woman, if she holds that position, she's going to help us out. So we give her our vote without any money. That trust. Once we trust her, we back her up and we promote her, and then they will vote for her freely with no cash involved. Because where is she going to find the cash from? Nowhere.
After our training from Abuja, we came and stepped down the training in these 4 local areas. We brought the people from the villages. We told them everything, and we asked them what to do. Now they have been reaching their areas too, and now phoning us back to tell us what they are doing, and we are yet to go and see them. We decided each community we are going to have a town hall meeting with the religious leaders, traditional leaders, and the women, so that they will let us know what their problems are. For about rape and everything, they brought about telling us what they have been doing in their own locality. I want to encourage them, just because we are being encouraged, and you women are there. Anytime we have problem, we call them. They tell us what to do, and we reach the people outside and tell them what is happening. If they have any problem, they call us again and we discuss with them. Even if it is hunger or war, anything, women become victims. It's very difficult for a woman to leave her child and run away unless it is by force. So they keep on going. The men will run away and leave them. Like this insurgency that is happening, if you go to IDP camps, you will cry. Because many of them, they don't even know where their husbands are. But they are there with little children. Some of them are even impregnated inside the camp again. So the problem is them. The man can impregnate a woman and go away. The woman is the one having the pregnancy. She will go through the labor and have that baby. How can she throw that baby away? She cannot. So they become victims of circumstances. Anytime anything happens, is the woman. That is why it is very important for them, for any older person to come in and help them and encourage them and support them, because they will preach the peace within their own domain, the children. Most of the time you find these youth that are restive. It's because they lack some kind of advice from their homes. The husband will now tell you, don't do this and go. The woman is there. If it is food, it's the woman that is going to keep the food for that child. But it's very hard. However restive that boy is or that child is, the woman will still keep food for her son. So how can she punish him? She can't. So what the woman needs now is support from the community, from her husband, so that they will bring that child up instead of just leaving everything for her. So most of the time, if anything happens, it's the woman. That's why the focal attention of peace and security is supposed to be given to women, and they will spread it further because they feel the pinch. That's what we're doing.
WPS, I see it as a platform that can raise awareness and, create a ground where women can come and share experiences concerning gender-based violence issues, most especially issues of rape. In Nigeria, the culture there's this silence culture, which is not caused by anything but by the fear of people, being stigmatized. But if we're able to come out with success stories that tell stories of women who were raped in the past and were able to get justice, and the perpetrators are being arrested, I think it can encourage other women to come up and break this silence. WPS, I see it as a platform that has encouraged this. Secondly, the issue of women not being involved in security is shocking to me, because women, if you enter any security sector, they will tell you women are the best profilers. Why? They have natural instincts. We don't know, maybe it comes from God, but then they have the ability to profile 99% better than their male counterparts. So I'm hoping to see a situation whereby we'll have women who are SDS, Commissioner of Police, and other sectors in the security aspects of Nigeria.
Apart from doing civil society activism, I've been involved with working with young women, young girls, adolescents particularly, to engage in issues of adolescent reproductive health, or what we prefer to call family life and HIV/AIDS education. And in doing all of this, I came to realize that young women, a lot of adolescents had so many issues to talk about. Unfortunately, there were no spaces. And so when we used the platform of theater, the pedagogy to make them begin to talk and narrate their stories, the narratives came out very strongly and impressive. And it was shocking to parents, to teachers, and members of the public that young adolescents had so much underneath to talk about, and there was no space for them, especially issues of teenage pregnancy, rape, and so on and so forth. Like I shared, recently we had a case through our program, the Young Women of Vision, where we had these young girls had to bring out rape case that all along had been hidden. And this gentleman who had been doing this was brought out and taken to the police. And it was interesting to see young girls below the ages of 20 taking action for themselves. That goes to say that if women have the platform, to unveil their voices, to ventilate their thoughts and actions, there will be so much to do. And in order to do this, we need to begin to include women in policy decisions, integrate and mainstream them into the programs that we do. And that is why the WPS UN Women is very critical at this point in time. And even in dealing with issues of conflict, women's voices cannot be taken away. It's very critical and important.
In the case of wife battery, with the coming of WPS, it has reduced so much in Wase. And in case of divorce too, with the situation we are now, if it were then, men would have divorced their wife so many times. But with the coming of WPS and the training we had, because during the training it comprises women group, men, girls, religious leaders, traditional leaders. So people pass the story around in the church, in the mosques, even at home. Men, even if they are sitting in their seated place, like there's a place called Majalisa, they do discuss that place. They do discuss it there. And I personally, there's an Arabic school where I used to attend. Before lesson commence, I'll try as much as I could to see that I gather women, telling them the need for education. They need to send their children to education. Even the women, right now in Wase, we have married women that have gone back to school. Some are even starting from JS1. Those that didn't even start, that they were not in a secondary school before, they started in JS1. Those that were dropped, that they dropped out, continue from where they stop. And in the case of rape, whereby the offenders will not be prosecuted the way they are supposed to. We want peace. We want rape to be stopped in Wase. Anybody that's raped a girl should be prosecuted the way it's supposed to be, so that it will be a lesson to those that are having the intention of doing it.
I'm from Sierra. My name is Saratu Jibril. So now I'm living in Wase town. Yes, my husband is Haliru Jibril. So my husband will bring me come from this country with a fight before, no peace in my house, headache too much. But now the way the community of the WPS help us, because as they come settle us, then they help us, and not be only me, we so plenty where the community don't help us. So thank God, and where God give them chance to come and see us and solve many of problems between each other with our husband. Not be small help, because the current it be so hard between men too. So as the community come settle us, I so feel happy with my husband now, not current again. And I know not be only me, there's so plenty where the community help us. So they feel happy now, no wahala again. We don't born 7 children with him, but now they remain 5. So we don't almost divorce before, but this community WPS can't settle us. So he don't return me back to a place. Now we don't do settlements. And now as we do settlements, I feel happy.
Concerning the involvement of women in our activities, and we have series of encounter with them, most especially on the part of enlightenment. We enlighten them to know who they are, to know their rights, to know how they will go about doing so many things, to get educated so that at least they should live above board within the society. So we are trying our best in that respect. First and foremost is education. They are less educated, and as such makes them less knowledgeable on issues pertaining to them or their rights, or how they will go about doing something, or how they will fight their own common rights is becoming a problem in that regard. So they are coming up, at least, let me say it this way, with the enlightenment program, and they are getting involved in the extent of education and what have you. Women has a lot to do. They has a lot, and that is why we bring them closer to us, involve them in our issues, in the community, like the developmental aspect, because they start from the household, then to the nearest community where they live, and then they put on the best they can in the way that it will help us through security, providing security and maintenance of peace within the community. So they are doing their best in that regards, and we are really helping them in doing that and enlightening them, putting them in the right direction. It's really, really very important to get them involved. Women are the backbone of the household, the community. One, they are the custodian of the household. Secondly, they are the majority in number in the society. So if you take the statistics of women in Mangu local government, you find out that there are more than men. And likewise, Plateau State, and go on and on, even in the north. So you find out that there are very, very important personalities that must be that you must have to do with in terms of security, because one, the youths are with them, the men are with them. So at least when you get them involved, you train them, you educate them, they have the wherewithal to keep to help in the maintenance of peace and security within our environment. Definitely, they will do a lot.